Pump it up, pump it up.
Trae.
Come on, come on.
With Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
It's the day with
This is the day to gain inspiration, to make a positive change in the nation. We're inviting you to partake in conversation to raise your vibration. It's the day that we will all celebrate all of our peeps that make this thing elevate. Watch the negative fade away, cause it's the day with Trae.
Grand Rising, everyone. Welcome to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. I want to welcome you to a Thankful Thursday. Really excited. I got some phenomenal guests in the building today. We got Robert Ross, who's going to be talking to us about their third annual backpack giveaway and, of course, a shopping experience, pop-up shop, and resource fair that's happening really soon. And later on in the show, we got Steven Sawyer, the CEO and founder of Black Pride. We're going to be talking all about Black Pride and how you can get connected. But, of course, it's time for you to get connected to this right here, baby. All right. Helping us grow by sharing this show with folks who you feel could benefit from the daily dose of dopeness we work to give you here on the Day with Trae. And if you can't watch our TV show, guess what, y'all? We got you covered. Because like in the world of tech, you got to be all of the things. So we also got this as a podcast for those of you who just need to listen to this show. Maybe in your way to work or on your way to lunch, whatever. We also got you covered there. Just search Converge Media Network and The Day with Trae wherever you find your favorite podcast, and you'll find us there. Well, we really got some great things to dive into today. So up next, I got Robert Ross in the building. And y'all, we got a little story to share here. What's up, Rob? How are you?
I'm amazing right now, as usual. You know, I only live that way. Just being amazing.
There you go.
How are you feeling?
I'm doing great. I'm feeling colossal.
I mean, come on, man.
So y'all, this is Rob's brand, Colossal Life. And I'm like, oh my God, I love your sweatshirt, like your whole sweatsuit and the hat. Like, and he's like, oh, this is Colossal Life. And I was like, wait, don't I have on Colossal Life t-shirt? And he's like, yeah. And then you told me it was your brand. That's beautiful because you did bring me this shirt. So
Yes,
thank
indeed.
you so
Yes,
much.
indeed.
But folks can tap in with you at these amazing events that you're always throwing. Telling us a little bit more about United Business Connection.
So United Business Connections was something that we had started as a way of just bringing the businesses together to actually do like vending. And then as I started doing it, I just started realizing that it was just more than just vending. It was like, it needs more than just vending to have that concrete state. So I thought to myself, what could I do next? And so I put the resources with it and then started adding more things for the kids to be having fun, because you get the kids out there in a vendor's event and it's just shopping. It's not really fun. So put the bouncy house out there for them, face painting. We're going to have petting zoo this time too this year.
Oh, a petting
yes,
zoo.
Yes.
Oh, wait, y'all are turning up,
We're
right?
going all the way up.
This is amazing because, you know, we see a lot of just backpack drives in our community, and it's like first come, first serve. Some of these drives, you get there, there's already hundreds of people in line, and it's like, man, am I going to get resources? Am I going to get what I need? Tell us how y'all set this up to really try to service community.
Now, I'm glad you said that. The thing about that is, I think it's going to always be, some people are going to be disappointed. This is going to happen all the time. The reason why that's going to happen is because we can only shoot for so many at once. So we can do like 200 or 300 backpacks. But as you know, that when it's communities coming from each community, it's going to be a thing of people going out. But what we're going to do this year is we're going to take names from people, and people that didn't get something, we'll be able to hit them back and actually take care of them on the back end. So they'll still end up with some backpacks, because a bunch of guys are still doing it right now. And then also, me and Jamal Crawford had talked, and he was going to be doing his thing the same weekend. He said, "Nah, Rob, I'll just kind of like wait for your weekends over, and we'll just figure out do it next." So then me and him will go back in, and anybody that didn't get some backpacks, we'll be like piggybacking them over to him.
That's beautiful, because I think that oftentimes, you know, even for me, I'm always like, look, every year there's some supplies that are just basic, right? Like, let my kid get a dope backpack, get some cool supplies. Okay, then I can build on that because it sets a foundation. So a lot of families are probably looking at this opportunity as like, let's go there, get this foundation stuff that you're going to need throughout the year. And then I can buy the additional items, right? That may be on your school's list.
Exactly.
But also, you know, you're talking about servicing the whole family.
Yes.
I mean, petting zoo, you
Yes.
know, a bouncy house for the kids. You got the shopping for folks like me, because I'm definitely going to want to peruse the vendors.
Yes.
But this is really phenomenal. Tell us about the partnerships that it takes to pull this off.
Well, it's a beautiful thing to say this. I had did it the first couple of years. I did it once with with my friend. She owns a hair shop called Ruby Pearl, and no, yeah, Ruby Pearl Virgin Hair, and she did it with me at first, and then it was good. We did a few different ones, and then she moved to Texas, and so the second year I did it by myself, and it was like a little different doing it by myself. Still successful, still had all the stuff, but it was just I did all the running around. This year, Arms Around You came and put their arms around me. Took a lot of some of the financials off of my bag. Also, the fact that I have somebody now to help me organize and instead to make these calls to all these other places. And Avon has been amazing. And I'm at the level with the CEO. So I'm not even, I know she has a great team to help her out, but she actually decided to sit down with me personally from CEO to CEO, together. And we came together with this year. So this year is going to be, like I said, it's going over the top and it's going to just get bigger every year.
This is beautiful because I think a lot of folks don't understand what it takes to pull these kinds of events off. There's a lot of work that happens and you're planning for a long time to make sure you got the right venue, there's space, everybody can actually enjoy what you're bringing to the space, which is so important. So I love hearing that you have Arms Around You coming in this year to partner with you on this. And, it's a feat, third annual one, you obviously saw a need in community. And again, you're pouring into something that is a need because I love that we have multiple people doing backpack drives, that we have people in our community that support the young students as they're going back to school. This wasn't something that existed for me when I was younger. And I just remember my mom, I'm the oldest of four, and my parents, my mom and dad would be, okay, you need this and you need that, and trying to just map out what all of our needs are. And so I love that this is something that is available for our families. Tell us about the experiences that you're having as you see this unfold for community and people are getting what they need in terms of receiving this amazing opportunity.
I want to add something before I say that. I want to make sure I add that Polcan has actually stepped in and do a little light work to helping us out. Also, Community Passageways has stepped in and do a little work. And so the King County Health Department has actually been, Daphne's and her staff has been amazing. Deborah, it's been great. But what I get out of this, what I see out of this is, like I said, my thing is I get to see families out there with their booths vending and everything of that nature, right? But kids are having something to actually do while they're there. And then also just to see people receiving these items and really happy. Seattle Aquarium tickets, we give those away as well. And it's like, it could be less. And what I mean by that is we could just did some booths together and slide it. But to me, it's about making sure that everybody has something that's going to go on to keep them intrigued. And also the first few people, I'm gonna say about 120. I think we had 120 free meals for the first people that get there. So the earlier you get there, the quicker you get some of that. But there's also going to be vendors selling food as well. So we just thought we'd just tie that in for the first few people. And we got gas cards. And just, it's just all about the community coming in, being able to get these resources while we have them there. And also networking is a big thing when I try to teach everybody that we work with. Like, you guys got to realize that we have to network. Like, there's people in this building now. I want to make sure before I leave them that we kind of like do some kind of connection so I can see what they're doing so that they can see what I'm doing and see where we can connect later. Because as I started realizing, connection is what it is. United Business Connections. And that's where it goes. That's where it starts. But then it's everybody's individual positions and jobs because everybody has different resources. Everybody has different approaches of how they do things. And when you can get us all together, we might be at the community climate pledge. That's one of my goals, for us to be at the climate pledge and doing something like this with all of us together as one community, because we know that our community is in our hearts now. It's not really in our space because we've been so broken up. So we have to realize that we have to come together from as far and near and pull these communities together. And then we got to support. We got to support you guys though. That's what I'm noticing. That people need to support Converge Media like way more than they are. Just watching is one thing, but donating a little money to make sure you guys are still here. You know what I'm saying? Buying a little space. So I'm just making sure y'all hear me. Spend a little money, make Converge stay here because we need you guys.
Yeah.
Black media matters, right?
Yeah.
So,
Robert, that's all love. I really appreciate
Robert.
you. Look, I call him Rob all the time, but it really means something to hear that and to hear the love that's being poured into the efforts that you're doing as well, because I think it's so key. And I love that vision. Tell me how I can help and support to make sure we get to Climate Pledge with all of these folks doing backpack giveaways. Because, yeah, it's the need is that great, right?
It's
We
that
could pack
great.
out Climate Pledge,
We
no
could definitely
problem.
do that easy.
So thank you so much for all that you're doing. Of course, if people need to get there, they're trying to be one of those first 120 folks to get those free meals. Please look right here. Let them know how they tap in.
So make sure you pull up. We start at 12 o'clock. It's the 31st of August. We'll be in the grocery outlet parking lot. You just come in and check with either the table with Arms Around You's table, or come to the Colossal Life tent. And when you come in there, we'll have you some tickets in there. But again, let's don't make it just that. Let's get there on time to get these backpacks, because I don't want to see nobody leaving out talking about they didn't get something when they were just coming in at 3 o'clock when we started at 12. So
It starts at 12. Which grocery outlet?
the one in Skyway, 11805 Renton Avenue South. That's in Skyway, Washington, right behind the bowling alley, if you know where the bowling alley's at.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. That's a big parking lot too. So y'all will probably pack it out, I'm
we're
sure.
gonna back it out, yes indeed.
Thanks so much, Rob.
And thank you for having me.
Wow, what a great way to start this Thankful Thursday. I'm truly thankful for the effort that Rob and his team are doing over there for United Business Connection. Right after this break, up next, we got Steven Sawyer in the building. We're going to be talking about the work he is doing with Black Pride. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
You on my mind a lot, don't need no time watch. I don't know how I got you in my pocket spot. Yeah, that's babe, need you every day. You seem like the barging down, got my heart no barging in. From the bed to the floor to the couch, might wake the neighbors up. Break you in then break you out. In the end we gon' make a child. Then we gon' hit the show. Part 2 we don't need no pause. We miss you, we gon' get tipsy, don't need a power shot.
Copy my steel. Face the fact that copy my steel. Face the fact that.
Hey. United Business Connection, 3rd annual back to school function, pop-up shopping, and resource fair. Saturday, August 31st, 2024, 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Live DJ with live performances. We have a petting zoo, healthcare information, job opportunities. We're giving away free backpacks. Sponsored by Arms Around You, 11805 Renton Avenue South, Seattle, Washington, 98178. Stop the gun violence.
Africatown Plaza is our latest affordable housing development project. It's 126 units of affordable housing over community commercial space.
It's the first time in my career, and I've been doing this for 10 years, that I was able to design for people who look like me.
Africatown Plaza is a beacon of hope.
Africatown Plaza is a love letter to the community.
Welcome back, everyone, to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Joining me right now is Steven Sawyer. Hi, Steven.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well, doing well.
Well, this is exciting. I want to learn a little bit about your background and what got you to start Black Pride. We've known Pride, June, it's a big things going on. But tell us about the beginnings for you and why you said there's a need here to start Black Pride.
Yeah. First, thank you for having us. We're so grateful to be here and to be sharing. For me, so I'm a Southern boy, son of gentleman, 3rd generation preacher from Alexandria, Louisiana. And so I grew up in a home really where we centered community. And so when I moved here, I was seeking out community, and I came across Pocan, who did a movie night. And really, they promoted a lot of the programs that they were doing. And so Pride was just kind of an offshoot of that. There were some other prides before us, and for a while there wasn't a Black Pride. And so we really just felt the need. We needed to bring community together. We needed to create space, particularly as gentrification happens and people are spread out all across the region. We wanted to create a space where we could come together, talk about our issues, celebrate ourselves, but also really get some stuff done in a collaborative way.
Yeah, well, I mean, people have experienced it. I know there was just like so much love pouring in. Oh my gosh. Black Pride's a whole different type of vibe.
Right.
And it really, I think for so many that I've heard in the community, it was like, oh my gosh, now I feel even more like I belong. And there was
Yes.
this sense of belonging that I think Black Pride really brought in. Tell us a little bit more about the intentionality behind that.
Yeah, like I said, really just creating a space where we can come, we can talk about our issues. So one of the things we're doing this year is a provider summit. We're having 85 different providers that service Black queer folk coming together talking about our inequities, but also helping us develop a plan to how do we address it on a regional level, right? How do we address housing insecurities, right? Particularly for young Black queer kids. How do we talk about underemployment? How do we talk about getting civically involved, right? And showing our civic power collectively. How do we talk about, our health inequities, particularly around HIV and STI and those types of things. So it really kind of centered around the work that we were doing at Pocan, but also we wanted to celebrate and to give people a sense of pride of who they are and to just create a space where they can be authentically themselves, authentically Black and authentically queer. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, I think it's a beautiful effort, and congratulations
Thank
to you and the
you.
whole team. I think, honestly, I've heard so much amazing stories because oftentimes, like people that are not in queer communities assume that, hey, all of this stuff is for all of y'all, and yet there's a bunch of intersectionality that wasn't being addressed.
Definitely.
And y'all came in and really said, look, there's some specific needs, and there's also an opportunity for us to centralize those needs together and figure out how to get it done. Well, 85 providers though, Steven, like that is huge, honestly. Tell us about the work that it took to connect with all of those folks.
Well, many of them are partners or, we work with through Pocan. We're just inviting them to the table. It's going to be at City Hall. So it's going to be our Providing Summers from 12 to 6. Dr. Androsic, Michelle Androsic from the University of Washington is going to be our keynote speaker. She's going to kick us off. Then we have a panel of 12 specialists in the different areas that we're focusing on: housing, underemployment, civic engagement, healthcare. And then they'll do a discussion, panel discussion, and then we'll get in round tables and break out in the different sections and really start to develop a plan for how can we begin to close some of these inequities in our communities. And then after that, at 6, we're gonna do our opening reception right there at City Hall. We're partnering with the Seattle LGBTQ Commission to help do this. And so it's gonna be a phenomenal start to the event.
Oh, well, look, it sounds like y'all are going to be turning all the way up. Of course, I got to give you time because folks are like, how do I get there? Look right here, let them know all of the details and how they get there.
Definitely. So City Hall, downtown, you can get there in many different ways. It's accessible for bus and definitely by light rail. But yeah, City Hall, that's where we're going to be for the opening. And then, so that's just the one day. We have our kickback that's going to be right here on First Avenue at the NTF Museum. We're bringing in a phenomenal comedian from Atlanta, Miss Sophia. So she's going to help us at our lituation event. So, we have purpose and we have a little bit of a turn up. So we're going to turn up to about 3 a.m. right here on First Ave.
Of course. When is all this going down?
Yeah, so it is August the 16th through the 18th. So it's 3 days full of events. Saturday will be all day at the Grand Hyatt right here downtown, a host of different workshops. Jesse Smollett will be with us. He's going to be presenting his film that doesn't drop until August 31st. So if you want to get a sneak preview of that, come out to see his brand new film, and then he'll be with us at the Saturday lituation as well.
So this is starting tomorrow. That's interesting. Okay, now tell us, do folks got to go somewhere to get tickets? Obviously, y'all probably have a whole way to register. What are all those details?
Definitely, people can just show up, but definitely register if you can. So www.nwblackpride.org is where you can go, and it has links to tickets and registration, and all of the whole plan of the whole weekend is there, of course.
Oh, y'all are about to be getting real lit. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for the work you're doing.
I appreciate you. Thank you for having us.
Y'all, I'm telling you, it's great to be hearing all of these amazing opportunities to be connected in community. I'm going to wrap it all up right after this short break. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Hey everybody, this is DJ OG1, co-founder of Portland's Hip Hop Week celebration, August 20th through the 26th, an entire week of celebrating the culture. And we have a special event called Hip Hop Wine and Chill, where we'll be celebrating and honoring Seattle's own Converge Media, Beza Gordon, and Amari Salisbury. Portland Hip Hop Week, August 20th through the 26th. For more information, log on to pdxhiphopweek.com.
Welcome back, y'all, to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. I want to thank my guests today, Rob Ross and Steven Sawyer, for being here, y'all. Phenomenal efforts that are happening in our community around United Business Connection and the work that they're doing to bring all of these backpacks to families in need. Go down there. It's happening later this month. Y'all can get your pet and literally pets, right? Like pets, petting zoo. Also big bouncy house, food for those who come first serve, and of course resources and pop-up shop. All of this in one phenomenal event happening in Skyway at the grocery outlet. And of course this weekend, you can actually participate in all of the phenomenal events that Black Pride is centering this weekend, starting tomorrow, y'all. So make sure you go to nwblackpride.org or .com. You'll figure it out because he just said it. Make sure you go and get your tickets, or he said just show up at Town Hall, City Hall, show up and participate in the phenomenal events that they have going on this weekend. But you know what it says to me? This is what it says to me, is that people in our community are the ones crafting solutions, opportunities, and events for us to plug in to one another. So I'm just telling y'all, plug in, find a way to plug in, get excited about plugging in, find the things that are important to you and plug into them, yo. Bring your brilliance, your talents, your perspective to these phenomenal efforts to help them grow and stay rooted in our community. For me, y'all, that's it for today. And tomorrow I get to wrap up the week with y'all. Until then, at 11 a.m., peace. Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.